Hello, everyone, and welcome to the back half of round number 2 with our MPO lead card at the 2021 Memorial Championship presented by Discraft. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, alongside Pete Ulibarri. And Pete, we're watching these guys attack the front, and I think we can attest to it. You pick up a few birdies on the front, and then you just go to the back, and you really get aggressive, don't you?
Absolutely. Come through the front, get some stuff, and then when you get to the back, you just want to go guns a-blazing.
On hole number 10, we talked about it yesterday. It's one of the few holes that actually bends a little bit from left to right. It's undergone a redesign or two throughout the last few years, and it's arguably some of the nicest grass up there, too. I know how you love the grass.
Fescue?
Fescue. There it is. That's
Bingo.
And here we are. Your brother has the honors. We saw him go tight and hit the tree the day before. And today puts it just at circle's edge.
Yeah. Up there on your, straight behind the camera, you'll see that's the new restroom they built, which took away the original hole 10. Well, okay.
All right, yeah, just throw it into the tree and have it pop right back out.
Right where he landed is where the original hole position was when we used to tee off from up on the right.
I'll admit, I was a little bit surprised to see Klein not go with a forehand. He's got such a strong forehand. You see AB cutting it short. Well, what he thinks is short, that actually is going to be just fine.
It's not a bad shot at all. Going back to the history that I remember on this hole, several years ago, my brother threw the shot, aced the hole, and Ken Burns, who used to be one of the main course stewards here, and he says the first time in like 15 years he'd ever heard of anybody ever acing that hole. So
your brother's quite remarkable. We'll see if he's got any luck.
There it is.
Look at this.
Hole 10. It's his. He's got it.
Dialed. Well, he may not have to play it again now for a few months. Maybe an all-star match next year for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. 2 rounds here at Fountain, and then, of course, 2 rounds over at Vista.
AB cashes in.
AB trying to get a little separation between him and the rest of the division. Remember, him and Klein started all knotted up. They came in at 13 under from the first round. Barsby with his patented straddle stance.
And he's got a feel for it.
he gets the shout out from NorCal. He says he doesn't even live there anymore. Yes, Barsby, a recent transplant, has bought a house and lives down in Texas.
Is he in the Tyler area now?
Dallas, Fort Worth area, if I recall.
Okay. 2 hours away.
Yeah, he's got tons of golf, he says, and a lot of great golfers and a great community.
Let's play this hole.
Yeah, hole number 11. We talk about it and almost beat it to death, but this hole is pretty straightforward on a calm day. We'll see like it is today possibly, but when it's windy out, this has a little bit of teeth.
Yeah, but it's not windy out.
Just the lightest of breeze.
That's got to hold on.
Just didn't get over on it enough.
Enough.
If there's any curiosity, he didn't like it.
If there's any doubt. So now here's Kyle with a forehand. This seems like such a smart play, just trying to play up to the side of the hill.
AB going forehand also. That looks really good. Above it.
Can't complain with that. And we'll go with another forehand. That looks wide.
Texas.
After going OB, Yuli's left with this.
Oh, yeah, get in.
I sense some sarcasm.
He's never used sarcasm in his life.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, sit down. You know, throughout the years, I've seen so many times a player hits one of the two trees and then it gets up and rolls away. It's not as often that you see it from the basket.
Years ago, my dad had told me about a story where it was either this or hole 15. He actually called a bank shot off the tree and in because he was out of position. Now, during my round today, one of my card mates was a little bit further over than Barsby, more up here on the right. He missed the putt, hit the back tree, and bounced back into the basket.
Bank shot for the win. I love it.
It's entertaining.
And you yourself are here battling in the MP40 division. You're at this point, you are done with both of your rounds. How did they go for you overall?
Pretty good. I like playing at the fountain, so it's I enjoy it out here. I'm able to score, and that's pretty much it.
And you're right there in the thick of things.
I'm in the thick of things. A good round is going to get me really close.
All right, there's Klein going right up the middle.
It's an interesting play. I've never seen somebody go
straight at it
and try and bend it. To the right.
It is, and exactly what you're saying. AB likes to hang it out. Really, everybody hangs it out wide. Whether you're inside or out of that right palm tree is the question. It's never up the middle, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I've seen it now.
So even after going to the right, AB is going to be on that left side. This is an eagle by Barsby.
Wow. Great shot, man.
Long. Is that long? It's hard to see with that tree.
I think it's going to be about pin high.
Okay.
You know, good control. That's a fairway. And here's Paul. Now he's going to hang it out way wide right of this tree. Just about circle's edge.
Oh, skip was
Sounds like the little kid likes it.
We saw a huge par save putt from Hammis during round one. This isn't quite as far for Klein, but he's got some work to do. This is one of the easiest holes on the course, so you don't want to let this one get by.
Good putting stroke there. Like you said, he does put energy on it.
AB from 29 feet. If there's one thing I've noticed when AB is any bit off of his putting stroke, it seems like it's low. That's the one spot he seems to miss.
Well, that's two unfortunate misses.
Yeah, and almost pin high. You know, we were worried about if he had gone deep, he had just the right amount of speed on it.
That was a great touch. Put that eagle over on a little bit of an angle and just let it feed itself into there. V and Paul tapping out the pars.
Thank you to Huss Brewing, one of the many sponsors here at the championship. Of course, our title sponsor in Discraft. Now, with the tree limb missing, this is about as easy of a shot as it gets.
Whoa.
Just flashing past the basket is Klein.
Yeah, we always call it a stock shot. Just throw some disc out there that's going to move left, and where you don't have to do all the work. Before, you had to kind of force something under a tree, or somebody would throw a high. Well, that's really a nice shot. You throw something high. Now it's just throw your favorite shot.
Yeah, whatever it takes. As Barsby hits up on the pole.
Unless you're a lefty, that's probably not your favorite shot. But
then you're likely going to a forehand as AB.
And then you'll throw the righty's favorite shot. All right. Come on, Paulie.
He looks focused. Circle's edge.
Cash.
Anheisering the whole way.
And he got it. See, out of his hand, I thought, But then the speed he has on it, it doesn't have any time to move out of line.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he, as you said, puts plenty of energy on it, and it's a fast putt, but there's still a significant amount of wobble to it, and it's very effective. Let me tell you that. As Barsby's going to tap in. There's a story behind that eagle. You guys will have to seek it out for yourself, but there is definitely a story there. I think I catch up with Kyle in a moment, but first we're going to take a look at hole number 14's tee shot, about 375 feet, slightly downhill. This one can get squirrely on you.
Yeah, the area we're flying over right now feeds down towards the lake, and any hyzer coming in at off angle will.
All right, we're
into
checking
the
with Kyle, and Kyle, you said you aced this. Unfortunately, you did it without a camera around, but you aced this hole. Tell us the story.
There's not a lot of wind, so I just grabbed my trusty Glow FD3, threw it pretty straight over towards 16's basket that's in line with pretty much where you want to throw it, and hooked up, skipped right at the electrical box and up and in.
A little skipper. What is that, like $1 million ace pool?
I wish.
Do you know if there is one?
I think there is. I feel like I remember signing up for it, but I hope.
Nice shot. All right,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks.
So Kyle, during round one, had aced this. Is it kind of funny how there's like a weird pressure to then do well again on that hole?
Yeah.
After you've aced?
He's doing it again.
Come on.
Ooh!
Come on.
Wow, it hits just above it.
Can you imagine if you had aced it again, the pressure next year? you have to mature before you come back.
Yeah. The fact that you could leave hole 14 playing it in 2 strokes for the weekend, yeah, that would be insane. Barsby has one of the most epic aces
And we're in
of
the
all
feed
time.
area. It's feeding.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Checks up and barely stays in bounds. So as Kyle was talking about, you can kind of see 16's basket off to the right, and you're really putting it off just on a hyzer line over there. See if AB can execute.
He goes out at the wide pine. Spikes, and there is the skip. Like I said, Fountain Hills, if you ever have the chance to come out and play it, is a giant bowl. Everything feeds into the bowl.
And that leaves him
Long.
deep. Yeah, and the problem with being deep there is that tree, the way that it protrudes out, there's no clear shot at the basket usually.
He's got a great Anheuser putt, though.
Oh, yeah, he does. We've seen that working today. This is AB. A little low on the uphill putt. Oh, no, the shades are coming off.
Serious.
He means
And then he
business. then he blocks the sun a little bit with his hand. What do we know, right? Look at this guy. Dropping the hammer.
That was a great putt. I specifically enjoyed it because he squinted and had to shade his eyes still.
Oh, and talk about an Anheuser putt. I mean, this sets up perfectly. He really had the best look you could have hoped for too.
Sure.
I mean, he's 5 feet right or left, and that's a much more difficult, less likely to make.
Yeah.
All right, so Kyle's going to lead Fountain Hills this year playing this in 3 total strokes. Not too bad.
Not bad at all. I'll save the story for another time, but this hole is the site of my worst best hole ever.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that does sound like a crazy one. Big shout out to Sail On. Disorganized, folks. Box for disc is a good way to do it, and customize boxes, as you saw. Hole number 15. This is a little bit lengthier.
Big, long hyzer. That's what I expect to see out of our group here. Over 400 feet, 430 feet, 440 feet. Throw it at the roof of that building and let it hyzer off in the end. Or over the roof of the building, and then let it hyzer off in the end.
Yeah, I mean, getting the nose up as much as he did right out of his hands, took off quite a bit of the speed he was looking for. Funny to think at one point how this used to be kind of a little bit of a pull for our players, and now you just assume every one of our players has this, without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
Just a bit short for Barsby. And to be fair, Barsby not known as a powerhouse thrower.
He fits more in the old school of distance, but he does throw far sometimes.
And this is barely work for AB in terms of distance. He doesn't like it, though.
Thomas, you want to go? There you go.
He threw it really far.
Yeah, he's past the pin, but hung it a little wide.
Clear it. Clear it.
You're not... Oh, skip. There
we go. There's some entertainment.
Oh, what the heck is going on? I don't think...
I swear he hit his disc. There's no way that thing jumped that high.
We'll have to check the tape. I mean, we're walking up the fairway.
I'm almost positive.
Catchcam has the answer.
Right.
So should we put a wager on it for the world to see?
I don't know if the world needs to see the wager, but the way his disc jumps so high, you just rarely see it out of the grass out here like that.
I think it'll be in... If it hit this, then it probably shot forward, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Check the tapes.
Check the tapes. Look, I want to know. Inquiring minds need to know.
And AB, after going deep, and of course the conversation that took place about hitting the disc, because we had saw 2 shots that were in that spot. I'd like to hear of the craziest skip you've seen, whether it's been a disc or off anything else man-made. Barsby, he had a good look at it too, and I think that's half the battle here is having a look at the basket.
Just getting an angle.
As opposed to Kyle. I mean, this, yes, he can see the basket. He can see a little more than half of it from where he's at, but still a goofy angle. Remember when I said in the front half he doesn't like straddles?
He doesn't like straddles, but he's got great dance moves. That's a good putt.
So whatever he hit off of, which I'm sure you guys rolled back and took a look at yourself, but great birdie for Uli. And he's going to pick up 1 on the rest of the card here with that birdie.
Awesome. I like that.
Sorry, Anthony, Kyle, and Greg.
I'm biased at the moment. I do like Anthony, though.
Yeah, they're all great guys. Paragon Disc Golf. Huge shout out to Miles over there. And take a look at hole number 16. This is as straightforward as it gets. And if you don't birdie this, you're losing ground to the rest of the field.
Exactly. What you want to do is you want to go past the palm tree forest, and you want the disc to break just to the left onto this green. Hopefully we'll see some great shots here.
We usually do. This is about as easy as it gets, just a little over 325 feet.
Made it through the gap. And he's in.
Wow.
There's my big skip.
I mean, to be fair, Paul, we haven't seen anything skip except for on that last hole. Things are a little moist out on the course.
Ooh, cut away. It's in his range.
Barsby with the fairway.
There you go. I think he knows how to throw that disc. Very similar shot from AB.
All right. I mean, if we're quiet on this one, because there's just not a lot to say. I mean, there's no wind, 325 feet. This should be birdies all day for these guys.
Try. That's a birdie.
Easy peasy. AB following suit, no problem. Trying to clean things up.
Ball coming in to set up. And he catches it.
Speaking of putting things in the basket, go shop.lisopen.com. Pick up your Yuli gear. Pick up some sweet Ledgestone insurance. They got all sorts of the goodies. I think Ledgestone has taken over half of the factory over there at Discraft over in Michigan. So
They seem to be pulling a lot of stuff into that shop.
it is
Some nice stuff.
It is very nice. Nate Heinold and the Ledgestone Insurance Open doing really big things, and he's supporting our coverage here. And like I said, exclusive vendor of your Yuli gear. So we're looking at hole 17. Beautiful, iconic, majestic. It's got it all. Downhill.
Downhill, baskets, once again, between the only two palms they can get closest to. They're all going to have to be pulled pretty wide hyzer. I imagine without the wind, they're just going to rip it and probably rip it about the mountain height. A little bit higher than the mountain. He's calling for it to dig. Not the worst.
It looks like he's going to be just outside the circle.
But he's on the right side of the basket, the correct side, I should say. And, that leaves an open putt. It's really annoying on this hole to be on the right side of the basket and not have a putt because of the palms.
Yeah, if anything, let it leak left or find
Put it there.
the dirt patch that's right next to the pin and have it just stick. Things still very close here. Barela with the one stroke advantage over Klein. Remember, both Barela and Klein started at 13 under, so you're seeing 10 and 9 under respectively.
It's a very good runs. What?
Way
Throw far, anybody?
Yeah, exactly. And surprisingly, my autofocus was able to track that one. I had a hard time the day before. AB from outside the circle.
That was nice. Good stroke, AB.
And looking confident, trying to take that lead into the third day. And we head over to Vista. I think we're going to have some bonus content. If you haven't already watched it, both Ezra Aderhold along with Paul Macbeth shot pretty well out here at Fountain as well. We had a camera on them. So we've got some solo rounds for you guys to consume and see how they attacked it. dropped as Yuli was maybe a little misread.
Little misread. The air is moving around out there.
Thermals, probably.
It's in the evening, so
Yes.
with sync.
Oh, sync. Those are different from thermals.
Exactly.
Okay.
Heat rises, sync settles.
We're going to have an entire show dedicated to this on another day. And I will say, people should be checking out your YouTube channel.
That'd be nice. I'd appreciate
where
that.
Can they find that?
Go to YouTube, look up Pete Ulibarri, and I'm just putting out random videos here and there, some tutorials, some slight comedy. Some things I'm doing are what is your best shot, so I call it best shot stories. And I invite different guests on and have them tell me their best shots. Kind of make an archive over time of people's favorite shots they've ever seen.
Now, do you think Nico LaCastro acing this to tie up with your brother, would that be a Nico's best shot probably at a tournament?
Terry, that's a very sore spot in the Ulibarri household.
Okay. All right, we'll move on. Nico LaCastro has aced
That would
this.
go along in one of the best shot stories. That is a classic example.
Okay. Klein. It's got that one stroke deficit here to Barela. And if you're going to make a mistake, a gentle turnover to the high right side, that's a perfectly fine place. Just don't get too greedy on trying to make up for it now.
Yeah, for sure. Just, like you said, just play to the safe side.
Be safe if you guys would comment, like, share, do all that stuff. I know I keep promising the Double G craft jerky. It's coming.
Jerky?
So, jerky is coming. And that's high and on the right side as well.
Settle down.
Yeah, can flirt with the OB line. Need some of that boom sauce by Double G's craft jerky. That is my personal favorite.
I'm going to keep feeding into the jerky story. The great thing about this whole thing is that I'm imagining it's so delicious. It's mouth-wateringly delicious. But I'm a vegetarian. So there's the great comedy. Like, I'm going to feed into it each time. It's got to be so good.
Maybe he'll get some
Made out of
vegetarian jerky someday.
They make that?
I think it's an oxymoron, but nonetheless.
I'm like 30 years into this vegetarian thing. It's a tough thing to find. They call that dried pineapple.
That sounds good, too. Kyle had turned to me just before this and asked if he should run it. And I was like, no, just get up and down. Be done with this. You're right here vying for the lead. You don't need to be a hero, kid.
He wants fireworks.
Oh, good run. Yeah, I said it earlier. I know you want to, but you can't birdie every hole, Kyle. Not every hole, every time. There it is. AB just low. Good line.
When you're young, you want to birdie everything. You believe you can. And it's just the universe is really big.
Oh, and the Annie doesn't connect, but I have to again shout out First Light. Those guys so gracious. Boyd and Dan and the rest of the crew. So supportive of everything, along with all my Patreon subscribers. You guys are really the only reason all this coverage is happening. So thank you. Thank you, of course, to the presenting sponsor in Discraft. Thank you, Pete. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Thank you to this lead card, putting on a good show for us.
Yeah, for sure. Super enjoyable. It's been super nice out here at Fountain Hills. I hope everybody enjoys this coverage because it's really nice to watch. It's a beautiful place to be.
It is. We pan over to the fountain, which isn't, I mean, if it would have just started spraying. What is that?
4 Peaks. Right up there on the right-hand side is the world's most profitable, maybe amethyst mine. Amethyst.
Yeah.
Beautiful purple rock. But there's a little mine up in there, and it has a majority of what is the world's amethyst.
Yeah,
it's on the market.
See, stay tuned, guys. We bring you all the good info.
Next time, I'll tell you about fescue.
I know you will, along with some thermal sinks. We'll see you guys in the next one.
We'll see you, Terry.